STD madness, yeah, it's a big conversation that I think that nobody is having, considering all the lawsuits that we are discussing, and I want to know why. Hey guys, it's Morali, daily and consistent content. Comment down below and give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight into this conversation where just in my recent video, we were discussing R. Kelly and for the fact that there is some people that allegedly have something called herpes, which is an STD, and therefore they are on medication because of R. Kelly's antics. And in those conversations, I don't understand why nobody is discussing everything in regards to P. Diddy and everything in regards to what he basically could have passed on to multiple of his alleged victims. With all of these civil lawsuits, with all of these indictments, every other day there's a new man that's coming out that is accusing him of significant SA. I do wonder, why isn't there a follow-up conversation, not even just by us, but just in general by articles that are publishing this, to remind people to please get tested, and not only just get tested, but also what could Diddy have been carrying, what could he have passed along, in my humble opinion, and also at the same time that there shouldn't be any shaming around this conversation. Lest we forget, Usher was facing lawsuits by 2 women and 1 man in regards to how he allegedly passed on herpes to them, and then that was dismissed through a financial settlement from what we assume, because it was dismissal was filed with prejudice, meaning that it can't be filed. A typical move in this case is when a financial settlement has agreed upon between the 2 parties, whilst neither of them have issued a statement saying that what is common, what isn't common, what do they have, or what was, the given money for the settlement. But there was a conversation about multiple people filing lawsuits against Usher for what he allegedly passed on. And so I think this is going to be the next stage in the conversation, because if there are people filing lawsuits 10 to 20 million when it came to Usher for what he allegedly passed on, which was herpes from what they accused him of, then I definitely can see alleged victims coming forth to Diddy and say, I'm not just going to sue you for the SA, I'm going to sue you for the fact that I've been tested, I have XYZ, and I believe it's from you. And I think that these follow-up lawsuits are going to happen in the next 6 months or so, in the next year or so. There is going to be somebody, with the way that this man was dipping and diving, really and truly baby oil, giving the Glock 3000 to everybody at this point, left, right and center. I definitely believe that somebody has something that Diddy collected from somebody else and Diddy definitely passed it on. If Diddy was moving like this, do you really think that he suddenly had the intellectual capacity to actually test himself? And I don't believe that people should be testing themselves once every 6 months. I'm so sorry. It should be at least once every 3 months, especially men who I feel like are very careless, whether they're homosexual or heterosexual, careless regardless, and don't actually want to test themselves, believe in God, and just hope that they don't pass on anything and hope that they don't have anything. It really is a testament of just somebody's madness that they don't want to. And I feel like there is a definite STD madness going on in the industry between people, especially when they violate young people. And I don't think we should be shaming people who come out to say, I have collected this, unfortunately, by somebody else who was not being as careful as they should have been. I don't think we should be shaming people. I don't think that we should be shaming people to get tested, because you can get many STDs without actually being intimate with people. You can catch things through sweat. You can catch things through catching them on a toilet seat, let alone blood, let alone other forms where you don't actually have to do anything. Or you could be born with an unfortunate STD because of the way that your mother or father could have moved or what they could have collected. They can be passed through in the womb. There are so many ways you can collect STDs without you actually being somebody who is uncareful with themselves. You're actually being careful with themselves. And I just think that there should be more of a conversation on this, and I feel like nobody in the conversation of P. Diddy has discussed STDs. I have not seen it on any article, on any think piece, on any conversation to say, let's discuss what this man potentially could be passing on to other people, and that especially if these alleged lawsuits are true of what he's done to minors, then they could have obviously contracted things that they unfortunately could not get rid of and are on lifelong medication and have to deal with XYZ because of the way that they were violated. And they feel too shameful to come out and speak up and help others and help and influence other men to be like, you know what? Let me go get tested. Let me go, actively XYZ. I can't speak for America, but it's free in the UK. You can easily get tested and find out what you have and what you don't have. Take your medication and keep it going. I just don't want us to have a conversation about the STD madness that is going on, but then also consciously shame people for having stuff. I think that if we do have that conversation, we're going in a circle. We can't shame people for having things. What we should be doing is shaming those who passed on things through SA, through assault, through not telling, through lying in this way, which is what I definitely feel like P. Diddy, in my opinion, has done. I can't say for a fact that P. Diddy is carrying anything because we don't know his medical health. All of that is private and as it should be. But would I be surprised considering what allegedly R. Kelly and Usher gave to people? No, I wouldn't be surprised. And do we really think it's just these three? You really don't think that even, I wouldn't be surprised if Epstein had stuff, let alone Weinstein, let alone Mike Jeffries from the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO for what he's been accused of, for what they were doing for men. He was out here giving pills to men so that they can maintain their hardness, so that they can be used to do X, Y, Z. Do you really think these people are thinking, wait, let me stop doing SA to this person, let me go get tested? No, they don't give a damn. And they're going to keep passing on things left, right, and center. And it's just a vicious cycle of people having STDs and catching them, unfortunately. I definitely believe, in my opinion, that Diddy was definitely spreading things around. I know that I can't say that for fact, and I'm not saying that for fact. I'm just saying that that's what I believe as my assumption from the way that he was moving. If this man was catching semen, allegedly, in one lawsuit from what he said, that he would eat the fluids of another person, let alone the fact that there will be huge bottles of baby oil, let alone you're giving IV drips to people, you're then having freak offs and using boys or girls, and then we also saw that video of Cassie. You believe that this man is clean and definitely just absolutely not. I definitely see somebody coming forward to say, you know what, Diddy gave me this, I want my bills paid, I want emotional compensation, financial compensation, just like what they did to R. Kelly. Diddy's trial hasn't even started yet, and there could be lawsuits that Diddy could face even after his trial, after he's officially convicted and sentenced. We have to have this conversation, especially when we see these moguls and the power that they use, and they absolutely abuse it. And I feel like men especially don't get tested a lot. They just feel like we don't have an XYZ, let's just move on, when they definitely don't know. And then they want to be coming around with open arms and open legs to people, and next thing you know, people are having issues and phoning people up. It's an absolute madness. Go and get tested. There's no shame in getting tested. And if you have things, unfortunately, seek medication and help. And also, don't let anybody shame you for what you might have. The people that should be shamed are those who are who are consciously and willingly passing on things, or are essaying people in a way, and they pass things on. I don't know. I just think in the conversation of R. Kelly and Usher, in all of these lawsuits of Diddy, there is definitely going to be a lawsuit when it comes to STD madness. God forbid if Bieber actually unfortunately had something that was passed on to him because of people around him and how they violated him. God forbid. Do you understand? And he could be one of many that is just public, and there's probably hundreds more that are private, and we're only seeing 50 to 40 of them in civil lawsuits facing Diddy. There could be a plethora of people. I don't know. I just wanted to have this conversation think piece, because I feel like in the conversation of Diddy and everything that he's allegedly been doing, which is SA to all of these people, and they're coming out in all of these lawsuits, a man came out and said that he was orally and anally significantly R-worded. Why aren't we having conversations in regards to STD health, what these people or what Diddy could allegedly be passing on, and that people should be getting tested? Why aren't these follow-up think pieces? Why isn't anybody speaking about this? Why isn't there a conversation about that? I don't understand. And I feel like it needs to be done, especially, absolutely, and especially when it comes to men. And I just feel like it's not. People just don't want to have those conversations. It's so much shame, stigmatism, and taboo around it, and it's just truly just sad to see. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Do let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this story, this conversation, the think piece, whether you guys agree or disagree. But I don't know. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean, and I definitely feel like Diddy's been passing on things. But that's just my assumption. I'm not saying that as fact. Because with all these lawsuits coming out, I definitely see a highly publicized lawsuit coming out against him about things that he could have passed on. Because you're out here being the semen catcher. Anyways, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. I'm trying to get to 400,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you guys do subscribe, click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.